Hello world, it's JWP, J Ward Primo Beats, coming to you live from my home studio. For around 20 years, I've been mixing and mastering music, songwriting, rapping. Recently started singing, along with everything else that goes with music production, such as graphic design, editing, photo editing, and video editing. For around 15 years, I've been using synth edit to make my own audio plugins. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. My Twitch, JWP Stream, Facebook, JWP Meta, YouTube at JWPTube. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edit. My GoFundMe, JWP Fund, or my PayPal, jwpmas@gmail.com. Likes, comments, subscribes, follows, whatever makes you click are appreciated. I'll be continuing along remixing, remastering some of my older beats in FL Studio. And you're trying to get something sorted. So once last I left off, I was going through sort of the subwoofer and stuff, redoing things, and I realized that Dope Pro doesn't have a lot. Is it Dope Pro? Yeah, it looks like Dope Pro doesn't have really much any processing. Yeah, everything is pretty much empty. So I kind of got to redo everything here. That's right. Let's move up. What is this? Okay, so that's the subwoofer emulator. Let's pull that. Yes. And this up here, and then this up and up. And we got Insight there. I don't really use Insight that much anymore. I'll become in handy when making tracks. Okay. So I gotta do some serious processing around here. Gotta figure out a lot of things, and yeah. Get into the headphones, I guess. Start with this kick, I guess. Like that the most, probably. However, let's see where this is coming in. What is it supposed to be here? A G. So let's push this to G here. Key. G. G2. That's fine. Didn't change it a lot. It sort of tuned it, I guess, right? Okay, so then... I'm not sure about this, though. Why is that there? Do I have conditioning happening? I do not. Let's get more fits. Demo. Let's make sure it's the right one. It is. Crank it. Look at it. I can't really hear the difference. I'd have to break out the subwoofer. So did I say G? So it looks like it's just partials. It might be from the shifter itself. Let's see where the... Okay, that's too much. Pretty sure it's 2000, right? And then we'll see what the high quality gives. Still kind of crunchy too. I think my buffer's too low, so I'm gonna turn up my buffer. Okay. It almost made it worse. Why did it make it worse? I'm gonna turn on Smart Disable. Doesn't really matter though, because I'm pretty sure it still processes other things. I don't know if I like that. Okay, so I think that's just the compressor doing that. Okay, so what does the roll off give me here? Yeah, it's a lot cleaner. I'll go with that. Keep the roll off. All right, we're moving into the compressor. I want a, what is it called? Oscilloscope. Just to see the changes here. So let's strip it down. Super loud. Coming in pretty hot. Is this even a waveform? Yeah, it is. I wonder if that's too hot. Because as I remembered, it does not save, right, it doesn't, it clips. So let's open this. See how bad it is. Might have to re-export. Yeah, that looks like it's clipping. Yeah, that is totally clipping. Okay, so I gotta re-export everything. Maybe not everything, just the kicks and whatever that is. What is that? The bass. Okay. So I gotta jump back to arrangement here. Do I want it like this? Yeah, because that's sort of this, not the play, but how it's made. So I gotta turn off this, and this. Then I'll get them exported here. These are just temporary folders. So I want to get rid of the kicks. And the bass. My computer's running pretty hot. It's fine. Okay, so that's not the bass, it's the kick. Do that. Back in a time when I thought hot exports were okay. They are not. So let's check the level here. Now it's from here. Turn this off. Doesn't matter. Else here. Drop this down. I could go 32-bit, right? Really, what's the point if I'm not coming out too hot? Okay, also, this can be reset. And it's just really quiet. That's fine right there. -3 is fine. Okay, on to the next one here. I have multiple. Okay. So this is probably cranked internally too. As long as it's not passing 0. It is not. Okay, and then same destination. Okay, Trump 2. I don't like this huge name. Why does it have to have this huge name? Let's change this. I'm gonna rename this. And this base. Alright, and this base is probably coming out pretty hot as well. Okay, so it's fine. Let's get it exported. I don't really want to do 32-bit float. Maybe next round. Auto unarm, auto create, latency, render selected, render arm tracks. And we want 24-bit at least. Leave remainder and go. While that's exporting, I'm gonna get RX open here. I think it already is open, wasn't it? And batch processor, phase correction. Perhaps I can just add them like this. Joint, bass, and kick drums. And then go. You know, I recently discovered that 24-bit doesn't carry beyond 0. I always thought it did, but it just must be more resolution downward, I guess, so lower noise floor. And then, you know, incrementally in between, quantitatively in between. Okay, so I gotta switch these out now. These are now called P. Right. I'm gonna be here. Looks like there were ones called phase. Let's kick drum 1. Then kick drum 2. Then bass. Somewhere. Okay. And they should already be lined up. In fact, they are. Turn back on the effects here. Just give it a quick preview. Why does that sound awful? Because it's playing multiple places. Okay, so I'll turn that off. Really sharp. Okay. So one at a time, first kick. It doesn't need to be on. To make sure it's actually doing something. It's going from A to G. It's not really a big step. G. Doesn't really seem like it's doing anything. Let's do a test. Yeah, it is. And there's no reset for that. Let's just zero that out. It's not that big of a move though, right? Okay. Then I gotta deal with the compressor now. So I want this is before or after. My chat box is in the way, I think. I'll put it before. Then drive into the compressor here. Okay, so sculpting is done. This is a sound that I want. I'm going to compress that sound. We'll see how that goes. So I'll bring in another kick drum. And then I'll find the point of engagement. Every degree is 10. Try to open an effect. I'm going to plug in a channel. I did. Oh, it's because I pulled it from a generator. Okay, so I gotta delete it from here. And I gotta grab from effects. drum. Kick drum there. In fact, I probably put engagement here, right? No, I can't because the else is there. But yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay, so where's engagement? Engagement is at 12.5. Let's turn this off for now. This one off. Open this one and aim for 12.5. Just down here. So we want to come down that much. Maybe up one. That's a little much. Let's go 1.5 step. Okay, there. That's where I want it to be. I don't know what I just moved. I think I just moved my chat thing. Can I hide that? I cannot. Okay, so time to drive. This is generally how I work with compressors. I want to close windows that might cause problems if I accidentally click them. Here's the scope. So let's do a full drive. And keeping in mind that, what is it doing? What is that? Is that coming through on stream? No, okay. So keeping in mind that there is a limiter on this compressor. Limit as it passes 0. So I'm getting a little bit of compression and limiting at the same time. So I don't even know where it was before. I don't think it was anywhere specific. It already is a pretty big drum. So I'll also have to test my small speaker. I'll get a primary or preliminary mix done. I'll pre-mix and then do a post-mix for the small speaker. Anyway, driving. There was something in the way here. What's saving? I'll save. Okay, so full on drive. Not much for noise. Let's do a double drive. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of crunchiness. Let's hear how it sounds with the rest of everything else here. A little too big. I kind of like it that big. Let's get rid of the fuzz. It kind of seems to happen before it kicks. So that's probably the most tolerable point. It's a pretty heavy drive though. Yeah, I feel like it's too much release, so let's reel that in. I don't like that sort of wipe sound at the end. Prefer it round, so it's probably about as round as it's gonna get. Let's hear it after. I'm using this doesn't seem to work properly. Okay, so it drives into the compressor, or the limiter rather. Let's see where things are sitting. I want to be here-ish. Okay, so I'm there. What's on the master? Nothing. This is fine being on. Okay, so that's pretty much done. It's already sitting where it needs to be. Let's hear it. Everything else is super loud. I'm gonna kill this neutron for now. Move on to the next kick here. I wanna circle around a part where it plays. Again, I want to tune this roll off. That's fine. What's this one doing? That's heavy. That's crazy low. A1 to E0, really? Is that even audible? I guess it is. Yep. In fact, it is. Where's this sitting? E41. Should I give it a little bit of breathing space? Nah. It's fine where it is. Again, compressor's not really doing anything. That click kind of hurt my ears. Let's put the sculptor before the compressor. What is this? It's just an adjuster. Get rid of that. Okay. So what kind of drive did I have on this one? It's pretty much the same kick, so I want kind of the same drive. 10.5 plus. And bring it in to what, 12.5? Yeah. Bring it in 12.5. That's the wrong plugin. It's a little high. It's about there. And then I set it 10 point, maybe one more down. I think I overdid it. Yeah, my finger totally slipped there. 4.5, 6. It's about there. I have to push a little harder into the compressor. So bring in another kick drum. Okay. Then compressor. And 10.5. Yeah, a little more, maybe. A bit comparably. See where this is sitting. Pretty much wrong. Why is it boosting here? I kind of don't like that. Just have to live with it. E7. Where's that 80? Because the low end in sweet spots doesn't work very well. I'm just gonna have to live with that, I guess. No, I'm gonna do what I don't really want to do. Well, that's why. Okay, so let's fix this. And get this into G, right? It's a bit better. I'm gonna push on it though. With PEQ. Down here. Where is that? It's the E, so I'm gonna pull on that. A little bit better, but not much. Let's give it some more. It's quite a bit better. Okay, E. Now I gotta redo my compressor because that was all pre. So I want engagement here. Yeah, that's too loud now. Bring it down a bit. A little more. It's the millionth time I've done this track. Okay, then push into the compressor. 10.5. Let's hear the difference. Feels better. Let's look at that on the spectrum here. See how the loudness difference is. Yeah, it's a bit loud. This one. That's fine. That's where I want it to be. Okay, so that's pretty much done. Yeah, because I don't really need to adjust the post. It's already sitting where I want it. Snare drum. Ouch. Turn that down for myself here. So no compression as usual. Drop this. Bring in a snare drum. I feel like I've done this already. But I mean, there's no record of it, so I think maybe I just touched on it. Always takes forever to figure out techniques, get things right. Okay. 12.5, right? A little loud. Actually, I'll do that here, and then I can drive with the bottom one. So that should be good. Compressor is already on. I'm going to turn it off. A little more. Okay. And then I'll look at it on the scope here. It's really more about how it sounds for me. Let's do some driving. That's totally blaring. I don't even think compressor's on. It is not. There. So yeah, that sounds awful. Just want to give it a bit more hit. Put there. That sounds fine. It's a little less. A little more. It almost sounds like a shuffling cards. Right there. It just kind of hits good. Let's look at that on the spectrum. It's too hot. So I'll bring in another snare. Drop it. Much right there. Not a lot going on in the high end here. But I know if I change it, it's going to sound funny. So I don't want to change it. This chat thing is totally in the way. So do test chat here so I can stop bumping into it all the time. Okay, now I can push it to the back here. Same with chat. Uh-oh. Whoa. No, chat's already in the back. Okay, so let's bring on these other guys. So it sounds a little quiet now, but it'll change later. What is this? MIDI EQ for the partials. Roll off. Again, I want to tune this to the G. It's already tuned. And compressor looks funny. Let's bring it down. Let's remove it actually. What is this? Okay, so a bit of open attack. Nothing in saturation department. Just a little bit of sculpting. Okay, so let's push it before the compressor as usual. EQ can stay closed, partials can come later. Point of engagement here is 10. I'm just going to reload it. That's 7 plus. Okay. Ten 10.5. That's my point of engagement here. That's pretty all over the place. I'm way down here, eh? For some parts. Let's go back to 6 then. Oops, it's too much. So I want to be around 10, but I don't want to push over 0. So I'll take it to the point right before 0 here. So it's pretty much right there. That's really dynamic. That's not good. Bring this in. And I'll bring in another bass guitar and drive into it. Fact is, I don't know why input matters. Okay, so there's an else. That's why input matters. So bass guitar. Then I want the scope. Close this, whatever this is. Yeah, look at the difference in that. So I want to balance the volumes here. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. Full on drive. Okay, I've already broken the compressor with ease. Let's do like 15. Still breaking the compressor already. I think it's actually being... No, because this is off, right? What's changing the volume here? Patcher? Okay, what does it sound like without Patcher? Howdy. Kermani scene coming through the band lab. No links today, no. Just mixing. So it looks like something's wrong with the patcher. I think it might be too high. So let's drop it. Close that for now. And then push this up more. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I gotta redo compressor, do I though? Not really. Let's just keep the patcher off. And then done a new song you would like. I'm considering doing some later. Probably later in this evening. It's already getting kind of late. How much time do I got? So I got another 20 minutes of mixing here. And then I'll probably crack a beer and look at some art. I don't know if you want to come back in an hour, if you have fine time. If not, you can always catch me another time. I'm always... Not always, but I'm more online than not these days. Okay, so... I appreciate you coming through and saying hi. Yeah, so another half hour, an hour. I'll open it up. I just gotta like do a bunch of background stuff to get it happening, right? Music feedback. Alright. So I'm liking the way that this sounds. It's a little bit better. The compressor is falling apart though, like that. You can hear that clicking. Some fuzziness happening. So that's the most I'm gonna get out of it, I think. To the point where the distortion stops. Okay, it's a little bit there. I think the best I'm gonna get is 9 for a perfectly clean bass. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring in Patcher again. I clean it up. It's also really loud. I'll be around. Can you go back to EQ2? You mean the Patcher? This is MIDI EQ. It's part of the Patcher preset. So what it's doing, a lot of times partials happen when you're doing compression or saturation distortion. Instruments will create more harmonics underneath, and those are fake harmonics. And what they do is they just take up space, right? They're not actually called harmonics, they're called partials. So if we look, I'll run this bass here. So let's go clean. This is no compression. So I still got a little bit of partials down here, just garbage pretty much. And I'll bring in the compressor and kind of intensifies it. Like these levels come down and these ones stay the same. And then we bring in the cleaner and it trims them, right? Look how clean that is underneath. So what that's doing is it's following the fundamental and it's getting rid of this junk underneath, and it's doing it precisely. Just move it down a little down. Well, it's targeting. Those are the actual notes, right? And then it's bumped a bit to recover the fundamental. I can recover some more. So maybe you can pull on it. Overdo it. It does look a little funny though. I see what you're saying. Because my fundamental's dying and it's not higher than the secondary harmonic, which is a little problematic. It's just gonna have to be that way. Can never really balance an instrument perfectly, in my opinion, as much as we might want to. I don't know if I can anywhere. Maybe I can pull on it on the roll off. Oh, these are the thingies. Okay, so that's the roll off here. I actually don't have a low end roll off. It's gonna have to be a little bit unbalanced. It's kind of like EQ Surfer or whatever, right? So you can see, no, I can't do that. And there's no way to tighten the Q either. And I can push it down a note like you said, right? In order to do that, I use the MIDI out, and then I'll push it up one note, it pushes down. Right? But it's off by one note now, right? I can keep moving and it'll just keep going, and now it just goes into zero territory. Or you can tighten it up, sort of neuter it, right? But I'm pretty sure that's the secondary harmonic. And I want the fundamental. But the fundamental's not surviving very well. Whatever. I'll get it in post because I still have to align. I might want to throw some juice on it. I might want to saturate the bass later. I'm just looking at compression right now because it's got to cut through the mix. I also have this ducker to duck the piano, but I'm not feeling like I'm going to use it. dB meter can come to the bottom onto the harpsy. And I got sub cleaner, compressor, just a level adjuster. Okay, so I'm going to kill the level adjuster here. And this is rhythm, sure, rhythm. Okay, engagement there is 10. If piano's not too heavy, I'll use the piano, sweet spot's piano. Here. How many bands is that? 5 bands. And how hot is that running? Piano, it's running the hottest. 5-7%. It's not even doing anything. So I might just go with tuba then. If I really want to do something to the piano, I'll do something to it. But I'm going to bring in tuba now just because it only has 1 band. And then it'll run colder, right? So it's running the coldest. Well, the kick drum seems to be doing fuck all. But yeah. Okay, so I want point of engagement, which is 10.5, right? 10.5, turn that off, bring in the piano. Looks like it's pretty much there. I'll push it a little bit. 1.5. It's hot. Turn on the compressor here. So what am I looking for here as far as a purpose card? I want something stabby, right? So I don't want too much release. But let's cook it. Let's drive it. Right. Let's total release. Okay, and then contrast. Contrast it. Don't really need much consistency, so I'm just looking for a little more attack, I think. It's a bit better. Let's push it a bit more, double it. So we're getting that release now. Okay, so let's back off. Maybe right there. One less. 7.5. Is it a bit of stabby? Okay, and that's really hot. It's fine though because it's a lead instrument for now. Where's the bass sitting? Bass isn't super hot. Let's put this down. Partial system. Bring in another bass guitar. And then just give it some control. I don't like using PEQ2 anymore because I found out it truncates. Scary, but whatever. I mean, it's not that big of a deal in the big picture. Just in the really professional picture, it's a problem. Okay, so I want to come in kind of hot still. Let's bring in the amp. Still really hot. I don't like how that secondary is really dominating. You can EQ filter. No, down. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with that secondary. So what I'll do is I'll use the patcher, but then it has to be for the. Is it the compressor that's doing this? No. Is it the cleaner? No. Okay, so it's just naturally like that. So I'll bring in a, what is this? Okay, I'll do it after this one. Then I'll bring in another patcher and I'll do MIDI EQ again somewhere. Ulean MIDI EQ. And then this will be a peak instead of anything else. And I'll go, let's go 6, tighten that up. Hard slope. Let's say 15. I don't want it to resonate, right? And I don't want it to be too big. Comparison, maybe. Fab filter. The fab filter, I don't use fab filter. I'm not that rich. My blood's not that rich. I have cheap plugins like IK Multimedia. And well, I wouldn't say Ozone's very cheap, but no, the fab filter is not in my arsenal, unfortunately. Okay, so let's look at that. It looks like it's wrong. Like it's not following the same spot as this one is. Let's overdo it. Let's kill it. My buffer's dying. Loosen it up a bit here. Like that. Tighten it up. It's better. I'm a triple buffer because my system is not handling things very well. Maybe in a different place. So where is this here? Let's try after compressor. That looks better. I really want it before the compressor, but like I said, let's come back to it. It's fine where it is for now. A little far, I feel it, I guess. Let's bring it back down to unity, so to speak. Up there. I still gotta do subwoofer testing and everything. I didn't expect to have to come back in and redo this stuff. It looks better though. I like the way it looks now. And it obviously sounds better. Let's hear it, the kick and stuff. It's a little cold, but like I said, I'll probably throw some juice on it later. Looking at this piano again. Ooh, it's really loud. Let's hear it with everything else here. That's really hot. So let's bring it down a bit. Another tuba. Another tuba for the piano. Okay, primo. You. What's happening, Federico? So hot still. Okay, and then with the guitar, I'm gonna open up the thing here. Good point. Probably here. I can't hear anything. I was looking at the wrong waveform. There's like a chord somewhere. Here. Oh, the mute guitar. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so this can just go round and round, I guess. There's a big gap here, though, so maybe just quietest to loudest here, so this section. And then I started making some cinematic stuff these days. It's like orchestral or like ambient. Okay, so this is clean. It's really big. Close this. Of course, there's that clicking. I thought I fixed that clicking. I think I'm going to run the declicker. I feel like it's a good idea. Let's go arcs here. And those are really cold waveforms too. Well, I don't want to have to recook or rebake. Hans Zimmer stuff look like. So, an orchestral one, for the most part. I know he does use a little bit of synth and sound effects and stuff, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure he's an orchestral artist. You know, he has a masterclass on Masterclass. Masterclass.com, right? Or whatever that site is. There's an actual Hans Zimmer thing. I think it's like $30 a month and you get unlimited access to all of the masterclasses. So if you ever have $30 to shell out, you got a month of free time, right? Go through some masterclasses. I'm pretty sure Deadmau5 is in there too, and a couple other artists. I think Pharrell might be in there. I can't remember. Okay. What am I doing? Guitar. Recook. Even the harpsichord is really low. Is there noise? No, it's pretty clean. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I, however, will declick it because I don't like that click. I could put it on as a plugin. I wonder if I should just do that. DaJoint, it's probably the wrong one. Yeah, it is. Oh. DaJoint. Guitar phase. I thought it was P. That's fine. Okay, so let's look at this. These clicks here. Why is it so clean now? Is there something I'm doing in processing here that's changing the sound? It's the patcher, right? I mean, that shouldn't matter very much though. Okay, so let's go normalize. Put it under the magnifying glass here. Yeah, it is. It's Sounds like it's cutting off too fast. That's probably from the sound font here. 6. What's its release? Disabled. Okay. Disabled. Oh, I don't like going back to the drawing board here. What's auto saving? Okay. Let's turn this off. Why is it the bottom one? I thought it was the top one. It's both, right? Reset this. Full blast. Yeah, there it is. That click is definitely there. So is it hard baked into the samples? These are old samples. So let's try 250 release. Actually almost feels like the attack has it. Let's go like a 500 release and that'll tell me for sure. Yeah, I think it's part of the attack. Okay, so let's open up the attack a little bit. 30. Release a little bit. Still clicking. So I think it's hard baked into the samples. Yeah. That sucks. It's a 0 attack time. Okay, so what about the mute guitars here? Okay, let's bring these back. That sounds fine. I mean, if there is a click there, it's not so that apparent. And the attack and release are disabled. So I'm gonna re-push them just because they're cold. I'm gonna export them. The snare drums, medium range. Harpsies, medium range, but the guitars are pretty cold. Don't really want to. I'd much rather just declick here. So I think I'm just going to do that. I know it's not really a shortcut. It's just, I mean, the click, the clip, the preview. Okay, wait, I need a. Uh-oh, still running. Declip, stop. Then I can't really hear it. Otherwise. No. Try declick. Way better. Output clicks only. Yeah. It's awful. Great samples, but they were sort of at the beginning of Sonovox's life. When they used to be known as Sonic Implants, they had some really nice guitars. What to do? Fastest way, just to undo the waveform thingy, declick. This is fine, render. So I thought I already did all this. Okay, exports. I'm just going to save over top of the previous one, wave 24-bit, no dither, whatever. Save over previous, yes. Then reload. And that deals with the click. Keep it stupid simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Here. Then back in. Way better. Okay, so let's bring this back. I just want... Oh, what the hell was that? That was an overload. Okay, what is overloading the system? All those sweet spots, eh? That sucks. I could use balance, but I'm not sure balance truncates either. How far along am I? Like 2 instruments left. I'll use balance going forward. I might have to now. I think it'd probably be better that I trim the fat. How long am I going for here? Okay, so I'm 3 minutes past the hour. It's fine. 10.5. Yeah, I'm going to trim some things down here. And then I can do saturation with what, this one? Whatever, I got to trim things down. Well, what is this one doing in pre here? I gotta call it. It's becoming not overwhelming, it's just piling up in problems. Because I could probably use the input here to rebalance. So I'll do that right quick. 22.5 and then 10.5. Right, and else should stay the same, shouldn't affect else. I can drop this. And that should get... Why is it so loud on the input? Yeah, it's the same. Okay. This guy. Same thing. Output 10.5. Do you know Kyle Beats? I do not. Rings a bell though for some reason, but there's so many dudes named Kyle. 3 by 10.5. Three by 10.5. Then I can pull this, recover some CPU. It's not whichever one I'm going to do, but a saturator. He is one of the most famous producers now. I don't really keep up with main stuff, not really mainstream, but like, I don't know, most other things. So this guy can be replaced with a balance. Was it 3? So 3, I think. I'll just have to look. No, it must have been 6. It's still a little hot. Yeah, it's fine. Recover a little more CPU there. Bunch of bass guitars here. Got 1.5 by 9. Let's drop this. .5 by 9. I don't even think fame's a thing for me anymore. It's just a lifelong obsession of building a legacy. By negative 16.5. I probably have to reuse this one. I'll do that when I come to that point. Let's recover some CPU for now. I'm gonna say 16.5. Okay. Harpsy's using 2 tubas. It's fine. Guitar is guitar. That's where I'm at. I'll put a note in the project info, learn loudness. So that compressing guitar chords. Get rid of the F. Just looking at this. Total time spent 3 hours. Plugins 49, channel 17, mixer tracks 12, 3 arrangements, playlist tracks 26, playlist clips 277. Notes 497. Notes is concert notes. That's crazy. It's like a word count and like word or something. Okay, I'm gonna save that and I'll do a punch out here and I'm gonna take a break and I'll be back in a little while. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. My Twitch, JWP stream, Facebook, JWP Meta, YouTube at JWPTube. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edit. My GoFundMe, JWP Fund, or my PayPal, jwpmas@gmail.com. Likes, comments, subscribes, follows, whatever makes you click are appreciated. Thanks for watching. Until next time.